I need a background noise. Alright, I can't do this background beat stuff. Bro. I didn't even realize that until I was recording earlier, bro. Do I already have all my gems from you? Everything I would want. Still need to get gems from you. I need to get a lot from you. Alright. I'm gonna need to get Goku's ultimate today. Where is he? Goku Infinite. Mysterious balls. Pause. Tournament of Power Portal 20 times. That's gonna be annoying as hell. I just need a new Godly. Although I got the newest Godly possible. You know what I mean? I need somebody new. That deal found the screen. I could just get Pride. I already have 2 film. Pride is a long grind though. And it's gonna cost a lot of mythicals. I can't even speak. It was right there. Ah, Sanjinu, why do you do this to me? Is this copyright? I doubt it. I need to get good units all around, buddy. What is it? Alright. Fire. They changed everything last night. How often do they change the tournament? I don't know what to do now. I'm thinking. I don't know who all to bring. Let me bring Sir Arthur. So it's all expensive ass units. That's the thing. Nobody to start off with. What is this? Don't start it till I join. Headers. Yeah, I don't have no max level units, bro, that I can actually bring that would help significantly. Rarest unit in the game. That's a flex. I can keep that up forever. Who should be my last unit though? Okay. Journal. Time stop. Actually, I need to get Poochie. There's a lot I have to do that I'm just thinking about. Damn. I need to get glitch on bro. Alright. The first Godly I'm gonna go for is the Boku. Cause why not? How good are you gonna do? I wouldn't say good enough, but good enough. You feel me? If that makes sense, at least. What's good against nature? Fire. Calculate that wrong. Yeah, both of them together should be good enough. Oh, the boss already spawned. Rasta. Where's Arthur again? My whole everything's combobulated, bro. I need to boost up damage. How much you do now? 18 mil every 2 seconds. That's wonderful, actually. Sanjiru expensive as. I have to keep upgrading you because you do a lot more damage way quicker. Sanjiru expensive as. I'm not beating this first wave. Oh, wait. Bro, my money units need to go up in bread, bro. I don't want to overly focus on my units, then I can't afford nothing. Let me add Arthur. I forgot. Cleanse them of their sins. How does it? Is he even good for this? I don't know. Alright, yeah. First boss dead. I still need to get my bread up, bro. Oh, he can't hold off these units too good. He cannot. Why did you unlock? Oh, he's not an aerial. Oh, he's not an aerial. Sun Jin Woo, I'm so sorry. Oh. Oh my god, I feel bad now. How much was my HP? Not enough to tank this. Not enough to tank this at all. Huh? Can you do enough damage in time? Ooh. 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 Spawning your units. Yeah, keep it up. Keep it up, yeah. Alright, that's the last upgrade for right now. Where's the boss? The boss just not getting hit by the AoE. Oh, that's the boss right there. Not gonna lie, Wallahi, I am cooked. Money, money, money. Why are you flash stepping, bro? More units. Spawn more units. Chop up the walls, bro. Alright, we are not Gucci. We are not Gucci at all. I need someone who can take care of air units better. Yeah, I'm dead. One trophy. Just ignoring that message. As long as awesome. Alright. Hybrid. Hybrid starter. Grass. Alright. Maximize the score, right? Alright. Off without a look, I'm already in the top 100. Nobody's doing thinking apparently. Chill. What the matter would be to bring fire units, right? I don't have no good fire units. I wipe off my wage. He had Overlord, dude. Or he had Avatar, one of the two. Nice spin off for it. Like a Jack. Alpha doesn't become hybrid. Even so, his damage just isn't gonna get up in time. I don't think his damage is gonna get up in time. Why do you become hybrid late game, bro? You're putting me at a disadvantage. Alright, we're gonna run that back. And I'm gonna spawn Angel Dust. Actually, I'm mad dumb. I could just put her over here for the boost. Her level isn't gonna get up in time. Or it might. Who knows? I have to spawn Shinra first. So you can put some peen in. Okay, what if I just try to solo this with Shinra? What's the chances I can level up? Alright, air units don't spawn in until like really late. So as long as I could level him up to the point where he could do the damage. He could not do the damage. As long as I can level him up to the point where he reaches hybrid before the A unit spawn, he is not gonna hit hybrid. Alright, start slowing everything down. Let's go. Slow everything down. Maximum capacity. Why do you reach hybrid so late, bro? I mean, this game's it's already looking better than last game, at least. Problem is the air units, bro. I can't get nobody to deal with the air units in time, at least. Like the new Godly, that would deal with them in time. Now, see, if this upgrade made them, see, like, bro, that first air unit just needs to take a little bit more damage, bro. Then we'd have the rest of these in the back to worry about. Alright. Alright, I go work some out. I have the units for it, bro. For sure. Fuck it. We can run that back. We can run that back. But this time, I'm gonna place everyone. I might have to place Arthur first, though. So Arthur can... Might have to play Arthur first, so he could get his hybrid early on. Does he slow? He does not slow. You can go anywhere. You just take up space for it. God damn, how did you end up here so quick? Alright, Arthur's not getting placed first, apparently. Because these niggas booming. God damn. You was not moving this fast last time, buddy. Alright, I'm gonna give Sharon one level up. I'm gonna give him one level up just to get past this horde. Should I give him one level up or should I just spawn people? Spawning people. Can I fit something over there? That don't even matter. And Arthur. All of you. Combine your strengths, men. And lay siege to the enemy. I really just need to get past the air units until bro could. Is he? He is. Ooh, alright. I might have to switch out Sungwoo. As dumb as that sounds, I might have to switch out Sungwoo. My primary goal, as we all know, is to take down the air units. Who pose the biggest threat right now? At least just be able to tank the first one, bro. First one dead. The rest of these bitches do. Bro, what is it? Do I have an AoE for no reason, bro? Is that what the game telling me? Slowed, come on, bro. Alright, David. Alright, Chad, we cooking. Alright, increase your AoE. Your AoE is small as hell. I was not expecting that. I need that big ass AoE. Slow everyone on the map. In an insane amount of slow. I need that. Boom. Big alright. Money units maxed. You flashed that past my damn unit. You bot. Alright, Shinra. Hybrid now? Alright, he's hybrid. Bro, alright. Know what I'm saying? Right, she looking good. Alright, see now he covering units all from back there. Now I really like focus off on everything else, feel me? You know, fire do most of the damage. I need to max out my fire units. Get your slow on, bro. Get your slow on. You're a water unit. Are you even supposed to be good in this? Don't focus too much on Shimmer, bro. Calm down. The great slowness. Feel me? Alright. Yeah, we gonna get Sun Wu up. Feel me? You know, get my commanders up. You feel me? Oh, nah, Brody, stop it. Be stepping up to the plate. He is the father that stepped up. This nigga's not playing at all. Great wide slow. Great wide slow. We can get Arthur up there. You know what I'm saying? Arthur applying us black flames. You know what I'm saying? Black flames. You know what I'm saying? Flames are better than no flames. You know what I'm saying? Blue flames. What am I saying? Not gonna lie, they are quite the tanky men. Yeah, I'm gonna need them upgrades. I don't even know if I should upgrade Arthur right now. Please spawn in some of your units, Samu, if you would so kindly do that. Spawn in two units right now, right? Like last second type shit. Not last second type shit. 403 though. 403. I need. I don't know. I could swap you out, Ricardo. Good endgame damage. Insane endgame damage. And he has defense, which is depressing. His weather damn near stops niggas on the spot, bro. Also, he's a light. So, you know what I'm saying? He should be able to hold his power. Feel me? Feel me? Oh, that's on me. I forget to use her boost, bro. Golly. I could have been using her damage boost this entire time. I forgot about it. I'm so used to doing dungeons now. Oh yeah, I forget. I might have to switch out Sun Jin-woo as well. See, why are the runs so different, bro? Why was the niggas done bucking it the first time? And now, bro, just going on the scroll. Kirito. I'm gonna have to switch out Arthur, bro. Arthur, I don't think he's that much of a big help. Keyword thing. Alright, stop blitzing. Yeah, he's a hybrid as well. He doesn't do nothing off spawn. Yeah, holding them off at this point wasn't gonna last too long indeed. Yeah, so shit just got worse, type shit. Yeah, shit got way worse actually. Alright. I know my lineup now. Jimmy. Alright, boom. Wukong! You know, he boosts everybody's ability damage, which is insane. Then we're gonna go Shinra, you know. Insane DPS. Just all around crack, you know. You know what I'm saying? He's an amazing unit. Sun Jin-woo, I'm sorry. You lost your spot. It be like that. Feel me? But exactly, bro. My problem is you're a weather unit. You're a weather boy. nature. Weather boy. That's really all I had in my arsenal of people to carry. Alrighty, I'm gonna bring Jorno back. Jorno's also a weather boy. Shame. I assume Arthur was putting in work. So I'm gonna give him a second try until I remember who I wanted to place him. I feel like if I had the evolution of Baldy. No, he's also a weather boy. Is this the nether? The nether. Is this the weather channel? God damn. I'm a bot, bro. That's cool. Alright, we starting off both with insane DPS. I wanted to scratch over there, but three. Scratcher over there. Hey, she for the team. Where can I put you, bro? That wouldn't upset my soul. Yeah, but if I put you, can I squeeze bro in here? Pause. Alright, like oh shit. Like a right here type of vibe. Then Shinner could fit right there. I have to move my mouse regardless. Alright, yeah, Shinner is a good start for this. He can handle them easily by himself. Off the killings. Oh, he's a nature. I forgot that's how this shit works. Come on. One more kill. One more kill. One more kill. Jesus. Alright, a few more kills. Thank God I seen it. Alright, both putting down insane damage at the start. Wukong's just nerf because this is against... Oh, yeah. Alright, everything's not against nature, but there's still fire units. We lose. The fact that I can't get them past here, we lose. Shinner would an insane comeback, rush them up. Nah, we lose. That's up. I could come back though. We haven't lost yet. There's still a chance for a comeback, bro. Always keep your head high, bro. My problem, yeah, the A units haven't been touched yet. That's a billion HP that hasn't been touched. And these guys aren't even low. Damage is being the... Oh, that boss cooked. That boss cooked, bro. Cooked. Oh, bro. That's why I need Boku, bro. I should have got Beast Gohan when I had the chance as well. All you need is a water unit for you. Cook that shit, bro. Let me do these last two. the luck. Oh nah, we up. Who can I spend these 40 on? And yes, I do spend them as soon as I get them. Fuck it, Luffy. Luffy has to be by far my most unlucky character, bro. What? Where is it? Where is it? Total rolls earned. Alright, I almost got 5,000 technique shots. I'm pretty sure that was what I mean. I ever earned, bro. And majority of them I've rolled on fucking Luffy and haven't gotten shit on him yet. I got Godly on, I got glitched on a bunch of other shit. Just can't do shit with Luffy, which is annoying. Isn't Cosmic Goro? I can't. I'm not gonna attempt that. Jesus. I already had the preparations. We have the stain bandage. I have to farm for it again because I somehow sold them. Yeah, I somehow sold them, which upset me. Can I craft a... Yeah, I could craft a stain bandage, actually. Oh, I cannot craft a stain bandage. I got everything else. Alright, what all do I need for this quest, bro? I'm gonna do other things and just fucking evolve him later, I guess. Alright, I already completed 2. I need to get Cosmic Dust, Monster. Oh, that's 2 evolutions. Unknown Planet Legendary. I can do that 10 more times. Alright. Deadly Serious. And... do I need 2 of you? This one. I need Gila farm, so I still have to farm for that. Alright. Survival. Fucking hell. 2 cosmic, and I'm gonna need the baldy suit. I already have everything else. I need to find someone with 3x. And I click on her one instantly. Let me see what he got going on.
High school, to be specific, isn't to learn about technology, isn't to learn about what adjectives mean, and most definitely ain't about learning where to find X. Cause, oh, I don't know, Miss Roland, why should I look for X when your ex left you?
The only reason why most of us go to school is just to hang out with our friends. Even though we like to crap all over school for the way it's structured, with its stupid rules and regulations, the only thing that kind of makes it interesting is the people around you that are close, or if not the same age as you, going through the same struggle. Cause the basic thing about being human is socializing, and forming groups that usually have the same thoughts, hobbies, or interests. Just pull enough people, then boom, a school group is born. But the thing about school groups is that your social hierarchy will be determined by how your group is known throughout the entire school. Cause let's be for real, if your group is known for being ass, nobody outside of the group is going to respect you. And I'ma cover like 4 school groups in this video, just based off my headcanon and off my experiences, because all of the schools I've went to were public schools, so some groups might not relate to those that have went to private schools or other parts of schools in SA. So if you think I missed out on any other groups that I should have covered in this video, type them down in the comments. Okay, enough yapping, and the group that we're gonna start off with is gonna be the smokers. There's no school where they've taken the no smoking rule as that serious. These guys can be very discreet when they want to be, especially depending on what they're inhaling. the guai inhalers. Guai is just a South African term of saying cigarettes. Basically, nothing more needs to be said. And the way these niggas be doing that smoking session is so abnormal, bro. Like, they be hitting that shit in the morning, break, and after school. And they always be hanging in the dead corners of the school with a watchman on their side to keep lookout. They be like 10 niggas just standing in a group just passing around one cigarette like it's Ruby Rose with the whole industry. And for a group that doesn't want to get caught, they always be blasting music connected to a 10 rand Bluetooth speaker. Just be blasting Amapiano at a more awful quality than Vulture's too. The smell these niggas be exuding is so strong you can even tell that this nigga is a heavy smoker. And for sure they be carrying a shield or an X body spray around them. And it always be that damn Camel brand cigarettes, bro. And if you know that brand, you already know how bad that shit smells, bro. Like, please, if you're smoking that shit, get out my face. Here in SA we got corner stores, which are mostly run by Pakistan niggas, aka my friend. There are some local owned stores, but usually most, or if not a majority of small stores here are owned by North Africans or Indians. And no, I ain't talking about the street food Indians that we see on IG. Trust me, if they started doing that shit here, they would not live long to mix another pot of their hands for another day. Some, if not most, of the store owners be selling cigs to kids. These niggas are so focused on getting a bag that they will be willing to sell cigs to kids. I mean, get your bag though, but damn nigga, do you have no shame? And the chilling spot be for real the corner stores, if not the park between the two. But I can say for this group is that some of them are actually chill and don't really mind like that for real. Like, there are some smokers that be giving NBA young boy tendencies, and they do be robbing some niggas in the kindest ways possible outside of the school. But that's some though. But if it gets to a point where you provoked one of them, then your ass is cooked. Just pray that none of them got a knife in their pocket, cause some of them do be carrying them shits. Grass hitters usually be the ones that be chilled out. But once they're in class and raise their hands to go use the toilet, I guarantee you 10 out of 10 chance the whole group be pulling up and turning the toilets into the hidden mist. But all of a sudden these niggas decide to do a factory reset and go back to normal when it's time to go home. And you know it's really bad for them when they get a surprise visit from the police with a sniffer dog. Like, just don't snitch. Trust me when I say just let the natural order of getting caught by the teachers happen as it's intended. The weebs. You and me already know how these niggas move. These are the same niggas that be pulling off Naruto runs in front of the huz and be referencing animes in conversations that are most definitely not relating to anime. If you can guys guess, especially with the subtle ways I've been adding references in my vids, can tell that I was a part of this group. I was a full-on weeb, bro. Like, throughout grade 4 to 6, like, I loved anime, bro. Like, you just catch me in the corner throwing up hand signs, making kamehameha sound effects, some shit like that. But I stopped fooling around too much around like mid-grade 6 and 7, cause they are new to myself. I wouldn't be attracting the huzz if they saw me loving anime as my personality. And finding girls that like anime are so rare to find here, because like, as soon as she asks you what type of shows or what are you into type of questions, as soon as you respond with anime, just see right there, at that point you're not even qualifying for their Friends with Benefits League, let alone you're like a brother cop. Like, that's how bad it is for this group, bro. You have the undercover anime weebs, which are disguised as quote-unquote normal people. Like, these guys are so good at hiding, like you can't even tell if they watch anime or not. And most of the time they be acting all nonchalant, quiet, just trying to aura farm their way to making friends, thinking they Piccolo or Sasuke or some shit. You are not him, bro. Just put the fries in the bag. Most, or if not a majority, really don't fuck with anime like that and just call it Ama Popeye, for which is just translated to cartoons, which is so wrong in so many levels, bro. Like, bruh, when you're trying to recommend them an anime where the characters have great writing, 10 out of 10 world building, adding in with good animation / engagement, and just be having one of the most gruesomest scenes for which normal cartoons can't even show in most countries, and still say, ah, bruh, you're still childish, dog, you're still watching cartoons at your big age. This is why you're a teenage father at 15. If you want to talk about acting your age, then you overstepped your line, buddy. But the other types of weebs can be outright childish as hell. Like, they do some of the most embarrassing shit that makes you wish that you can just smack them and redict their entire lives. And they be carrying bags that be the size of Shaquille O'Neal, out here taking their Rockly in the tuning exams. And most of the time when you're trying to have a conversation with some of them, they just be saying some out-of-pocket stuff. And it's worse that they think it's funny too. And of course, I don't mean this for every weebs that's out there. Please forgive me if you feel offended. But they be those ones, bro. They just give anime enjoyers a bad name and recognition, bro. And I'm not saying it's bad to be weird. It's only bad if you lack self-awareness to the things that's happening around you. And find a way to just change it and modify it in a way people can respect you. Because right now, you're not gonna get respect if you're out here doing Rasengans in public, bro. And they do be some niggas that be caring about their hierarchy and, you know, their standing place in the school system. These ones are mostly centered around popularity and all that. So the next group we're gonna move on to is the popular kids. The popular kids are basically known by everyone. The students, teachers, the ladies actually in the toilets. Like, damn, even the founding members of the school might know these guys, even like that know the local popular kids, the local South Africans, and the foreign popular kids, like the Congolese, the Nigerians, the Zimbabweans. It can be depending on which country they originate from, but there could be a mix of both, which is just a big ass group of popular kids, in which is just dope to see, cause South Africa is built on mixing cultures, creating a multicultural country. Cause you and me both know you can't have a rainbow nation if you border the colors.
Yes, sir! This nigga's spitting!
This group can be very exclusive. You gotta know niggas who know niggas that know niggas inside that group. And the local popular kids be with the wildest groups you can get into. They be cool with almost everybody and can basically get whatever they need with less effort. Getting girls, easy. Getting the school for the next exam, done. Getting Za from the grass eaters, already planned. Like, they have large amounts of plugs around the school. And with the given bonus that they know the local language, which is like Zulu, Xhosa, any of the other languages that's given here, it just adds up to known relatability. And most SA popular kids just be at parties, bro. Like, it could be a week before exams, and these guys collect their thoughts and put it in a group chat and be like, XA gents, let's vibe to groove. Sure, ours, let's vibe. They usually be hitting the taverns, the clubs, like they just be grooving for groove, bro. Girls, dancing, for which it's a big thing here in South Africa. If you cannot dance, you're not getting the hose, trust me. And booze, whole lot of booze, bro. Like, these guys be drinking, and especially hookahs, bro. That is a must for every party that they go to. Even though you be thinking the guys be pulling up to school sometimes faded, some of them are actually smart as hell. Don't get me wrong, there are some that belong in a spectrum, and due to them being popular, some of them are bound to be making content. I don't know why, but it's always be them 20v1s. To be honest, that is just the driest piece of bread content you can ever make, because I've seen too many TikToks and reels of 20v1s to the point I be thinking like, damn bro, just do something new. But if they're not YouTubing, they just be dancing to the latest Amapiano song. And for the foreign popular kids, these are the standard foreigners, like the ones I listed previously. You can say that for this group is more American influence mixed with both SA and their respective culture. You can even tell in the way they dress, the music they listen to, their lingo, aka slang, or even the way they make content, for which is just 20v stupid ones, bro. Like, you can hear it in my soul that I do not like this type of content, bro. Like, but that's what they be making though. And these guys do not play when it comes to dissing your ass. Like, they do be messing around with jokes and stuff, but once they catch you lacking, it's all over with. Just watch your heart sink when the hands start laughing in front of you, bro. Like, it cannot be helped. These guys be having the latest drip and gadgets. Like, even you would question where they get these gems called fits, bro, because they be always tough. And they be usually inspiring the whole school fit scene, because way before people started switching up to baggy pants, niggas used to modify their uniforms, especially their school pants, like baggy from the top and skinny at the bottom. And some will even add zips for easy access. And no, don't ask me how painful it was to take it off also, because that thing was just nah. But once 2020 hit around, just find out they be coming back to school with parachutes for pants. Like, when I say these guys have a chokehold on the drip scene, they have a chokehold, bro, because these niggas know how to style that shit, bro. I can give them that much. But the thing about the popular Huns, bro, especially when they're putting that shit on, bro, like bro, the Huns within the group, if only fear of rejection didn't consume me as it did. And for that reason, I blame Civ. I blame you for being the clientele legal equivalent of Guababa, which means fear of approach. And for that reason alone, we're moving on to the last group, the one that y'all been waiting for, the pretty girls, aka the Huns. The word Huns is just a short term for honey, kinda like the equivalent for fine shits. And man, why the hell they're so fine, bro? Like, the Huns be built different, cause like some of the SA Huns here be having the craziest builds, bro. Like, top 5 in the continent, if you ask me. Here in SA is kinda like that little Techaverse, and my shorties come in different flavors. It's like every day they got different tastes. My nigga, we be having dark skins, light skins, mixed Huns, white Huns, shit, even throwing some Indian Huns there, bro. Like, but to keep it real, these Huns be partnered up in ones and twos, sometimes more, but that's getting ahead of ourselves. Pretty girls think that we don't know. However, us guys be watching, bro. They be usually hanging around with the less attractive girls to make sure that they stand out within the group. Pretty girls don't be hanging around with each other like that. Due to having 10 out of 10s in one group, the guys are just gonna complement the entire squad rather than just one separately, thus having less guys approach, because who would be brave enough to be walking in front of a group full of fine scenes for which they can just make you the next joke of the group chat, for which I can only agree that Kwababa must be used only there, nothing else. And trust me when I say these Huns love attention, dog. Not only do they get guys flocking around with freaky intentions in mind, it's also the understanding of the fact they know they are pretty, because nothing's more worse than a girl that knows she's pretty and uses it for dark, twisted, beautiful fantasies. Kanye joke, everyone? Anyone? No?
No.
Okay, I'll stop. There are some Huns that know they're beautiful but still keep it humble. But the ones that be abusing the pretty privilege, they be using it to get away with most of the situations that come around them. And when Valentine's Day come around, most of these girls be getting gifts like it's Kai Sanet in a P.O. box stream. They'll be guys doing too much because like, why are you spending this much money on a girl, bro? Just to end up with a response like, wow, thank you, bro. They be out here jolling, causing an epidemic, playing 10 hearts in one phone while having boyfriends that are down with school driving GTI Golfs. Man,
It's an evil world we live in.
and it be sometimes the gassy hands that be pulling off these stunts, bro. Same for the suburbans, but they be loyal to the guys. Or so I've heard. I don't know. With the suburban girls, they be using their parents' money to get with these guys. Cause one of my homies, big bro, told me that he used to date some suburban girl and he'd even bring his wallet. She was basically paying for the whole date herself. For which the date was so good, in fact, she just basically bought this guy new shoes. And just always know they'll always be posting on the gram, bro. And they be always averaging around like 1,000 to 10k followers. They're sliding inside the DMs just to see some success, just to later find out you're just left on scene. And I'm not sure if any of y'all guys notice this, but whenever the Huns be wearing uniform, bro, you be thinking like the shape isn't all that, you know, but when it's CVs, the fits you, it seems like some of them be having no parents, bro. And the fits be going crazy though, I cannot lie, because they be having a nigga feeling like Corey Kenshin after a braid, because damn. But bruh, pretty girls, they really be dangerous, bro. So to all you guys out there thinking of bagging a pretty girl, remember, they'll remember you for what you gave them, never for the love you expressed. Huh? Well, huh?
Hey!
Out here getting
Snap, oh. Snap, hey.
philosophical and shit. So yeah, that's about it. These are just some of the types of school groups that, like, from my experience. So for everyone it could be different. I just make sure to include every single detail so that it felt like I didn't miss anything. So if I missed out on anything here in the video, type them down in the comments and let me know about your guys' experiences on different school groups in your guys' school. It was kind of fun writing this vid because it felt like I had a lot of freedom, and also I didn't expect this video to be hella long, but I was just glad to get it done and out as fast as I possibly could for y'all guys. But this is just so hard to like comprehend, bro. Like, we're already by 9,000 subs by the time of this recording. It's about to be pushing 10k.
Fuck me.
Hey, bro. And I seriously cannot thank y'all guys
11
enough.
days?
Like, from subscribing, commenting, and sharing. I really did not expect this video to blow up as it did. And I just want to thank every single person from everywhere around the world for just liking and watching my videos. But I still appreciate those that tolerated my old videos. And it's just very nice to see that they're getting some recognition. And it's crazy that it broke every goal that I set out for the year, especially from last year. And it's crazy that not only did my recent video break the goal of reaching my first 1,000 views, but also became
1 month, 230.
my first 10
And 11 days, damn near 200. God damn.
and 100k viewed video on my channel, which is just nuts. Like, I have more collective views than Michelle Obama at this moment. So yeah, I'm not gonna
This boy
yap your ears off, so I'm just gonna say thank you for everybody down in the comments. I'm sorry that I couldn't reach everyone because, like, damn, 1,000 commenters, bro, this is crazy. And also, if you guys want news from whenever I'm gonna drop another video, just make sure to follow my IG account, which is I'm with the mob art, because I don't want to make it difficult for you to find my page. You can also follow the second one, but that one is just mostly my private account, so I don't be doing anything there, but you can still follow if you want. So I'm gonna just say, if you guys enjoyed the video, just like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'm gonna catch you guys up there. So, moral of the story, Cardi dropped my nigga.
For those of y'all that actually watch my vids, you can tell with me trying to fraud an American accent. And yes, I am not American. Yes, I know I'm a fraud. I know. I actually grew up in a family of 8, with me being the last born. With my dad being from Angola and my mom being from Congo. I'm gonna lie to you, bro. Every time when I think about my family, they should have saw the signs by the time they had.
Everything improved. From 1 month ago to the first video, everything improved.
That little kid like, hey yo, this is enough. But 6? Like, bro, I'm literally the same number as my birth year, bro. It's crazy. My mom and dad met in Angola, and 4
And I older than this nigga. God damn.
my siblings were born there. And as they were living there, there was a whole civil war going around Angola. So my dad decided to move us to South Africa to have a better life here. And thanks to that, me and my 5th born brother were born and raised here. And it's even more funny that the fact I was born right near the high school I was literally attending. It was either coincidence or destiny, because I ended up failing grade 11. All I can say about South Africa is it's just an amazing place to live in. It's nothing bad all that much. The people are actually good. But what I can say for the government, though, it's being run by a bunch of jokers, bro. And the school system that is being run by said government is just also a bunch of nonsense too. School in South Africa is just basically the typical school life of any school in general and around the world. So basically, the school system structured by the basic education of South Africa takes place in primary and secondary level, from grade 1 being 6 to 7 year olds to grade 12 being from 18 to 20-year-olds. Damn, if you're 20, bro, like shit, you need. Well, each year we get 4 terms, where each term takes place every 3 months, and we usually get holidays like before the end of the 3rd month. All I gotta say is you US kids are lucky, bro. I'll get 3 months off school, bro. 3 months! Because the only time we ever got something close to that was caused by a microscopic organism that took place that made people stay inside for a year. If you know, you know. So South Africa is mostly uniform-based types when it comes to the majority of schools around the country. So here we don't usually get the privilege of throwing out our best fit, you know, for the school year to be perfectly laid out next to our beds and stuff, except for CVs. That's a vid that's worth of its own time, so I'm gonna make that around later so I can get your guys to gist. Schools usually start off at like early at 7 a.m. And for people that don't like waking up early, which is everyone basically, knowing the feeling that you had to reboot your sleep schedule is just hell, bro. Just knowing that alarm is just gonna be played throughout the year, just know that it's painful, bro. And I'm an Android user. Knowing every time I have to wake up from that goddamn... I'm sure you iPhone users are saying like this is better than the military attack force one that you guys have to wake up through. No. The amount of unfinished dreams I've had with that Android alarm, bro, is just hell. And every time when I hear it, it's just full on PTSD. I just want to say thank God that I left that thing, bro. Like, damn, it was painful, man. Once you're done prepping up, you know, washing yourself and stuff, on the commute you take to school, whether it be public bus, personal transport, or a taxi, let me say, all of them shits are ass. I rode all 3 of them. Trust me, I have experience. Didi, no Didi, get it right in the public bus. You gotta register for a bus tag, and depending on how much you pay, you get like from the lowest being 15 bus rides, on the highest being a year worth of rides. Once you get your tag, it comes to waiting for your bus, which it takes you to your designated route for where your location is at. They do come by time to time, but once they come late, bro, just know that it's gonna ruin your whole day, and then you have to do the whole spiel of telling your teacher of why you're late, and usually they don't believe you. All I can say is bus rides are not that bad. It's just that I can't tolerate the fact that I have to wait for another nigga to pick me up. Same thing goes for personal transport. The only thing you can appreciate about the bus rides is that there's space. And then when it comes to personal drivers, trust me, that word is no such thing. Like, bro, we be having Uber school before Uber, but the driver is a low-income, middle-aged man that picks up kids in a master family van as a profession. That for which they need a background check, not gonna lie to you. Broski be picking up 20 kids in a 4-seat van when there's barely any room for oxygen. Like, for real, imagine being a 10-year-old boy having to sit on top of your crush. Yeah, you might not think much of it, but at the end of the day, bro, that is still embarrassing, bro. Imagine you just went to a coffee store with your girlfriend and you started sitting on top of her. The way the male population would just disown you is crazy. And lastly, taxis. Just don't sit in the front and only speak Zulu and you're good. And once you're finally dropped off, you see the gates. And your ass is getting checked for your fit, bruh. I'm telling you, bro, these teachers be doing too much for school, bro. Like, bro, I just wanna go inside and get my shit done. Like, please. Like, literally, there was a time when I was in school, I literally had a mini fro. And they were literally complaining at the fact that I had a mini fro. Like, bro, what is this hair gonna do? Destroy the planet? Bro, I'm not that menacing. I just swear to God, bro, these teachers be doing too much, bro. I just can't take it no more, bro. Once you pass the useless search and you get through the gates, each class usually takes us to 30 minutes each period, and also for each period being from 1 to 12, making sometimes we come out of school like 2:30 and 1:30 some good days. And depending on the subject you pick for your quote-unquote career, maybe you might see your homies in the same class too. But when it comes to the realization that most of y'all are not in the same class, just know that the schedule maker just did y'all niggas dirty. But just pray for that 5% chance that the schedule maker mess up. Cause when they do, nobody in that damn group getting that shit done. I put that on God. And usually when it comes to seating arrangements, it's usually depending on the teacher, whether or not they want to use the, arrangement class setting or, sit wherever the fuck you want. If you get the one that actually uses the arrangement setting, bro, just watch out for that one. Because, that one is describing your whole school year for the rest of that year, bro. It's gonna be ass if you know that teacher's using a seating arrangement. And once that's done, we just head out to see the people that go to the school. Especially when it's your first day. Because right now you just went from student to manager, because now you're gonna be scouting off for potential friends, annoying people, Brits, and I ain't talking about school hoopers, bro. And also check out the other NPCs to see if you can just add up in relationship stats to possibly get new dialogue, or maybe lucky yet he might give you some Jordan 4s, type shit. And you move on to the star players, the ones that go to the ball control, even I'm make a separate video for explaining how different types of teachers and different types of groups later on, so you might see that coming up later on, because I don't want to kill myself editing this entire video if I were to explain everything here. And as all schools should have, we also have break time, or what you Americans call it, recess. You don't get your lame. So yeah, our break time usually lasts for an hour. You know, everybody got their clicks and stuff, you know. Again, still gonna make a video on that. And, you know, nothing much usually happens in break time. Sometimes fights and all that, you know, but other than the ordinary, you know, it's all the same. And yeah, you know, you go through the day, you deal with the BS knowing that you gotta go band for band 4 times in 3 months a year with this school shit. And if you got sports, and nigga shit, no 5 o'clock DBZ for you, nigga. And for the list of school sports, we have soccer, which is like a main sport most kids pick, and rugby, which is just American football, but with no helmets and more known and worldwide spread. No shade, but nobody know the NFL like that game. And we also got basketball, which I played, not for my school, but for myself, and I was ass. And if you were lucky enough to go to the private schools, you would get the luxury premium sports such like cricket and tennis, which nobody gives 2 shits about, not gonna lie to you. And you know, you finish your practice, you're done, you do this thing 365 days, get your holiday, you sit down. But once the 1st of December hits, then pep school ads are gonna start flowing. Just know if you got PTSD, it ain't over, bruh. It ain't over.
So, what did I miss? I just want to say I made this vid way before the PC crashed. Like, bro, this thing was supposed to be out like a long time ago. Like, do you know when this video was supposed to be out? October, nigga. This video was supposed to be out in October. And if you guys saw less animation that I wanted to do, and that's my fault really, because I was supposed to make this video purely on animation and also a little bit on the memes. So if you guys saw more memes and animation, you know, I just hope that you forgive me, bro. I'm just still trying. I just wanted to get this video out as fast as possible, bro. Like, damn, bro. Like, we're in March, man, nigga. We're in March. Like, we're in the 3rd month already, bro. I cannot be lacking like this. And also, bro, like, 2024, it was not nice, bro. Being a high school dropout at that same time, bro, it was just...
High school dropout is insane. He is in Africa, though.
The worst year mentally, considering that the fact that last year should have been my year that I should have finished school, but due to me failing grade 11, you know, shit had other plans. But all in all, I'm still gonna give my congratulations to all of the people that passed last year. Congratulations, bro. I hope y'all guys are doing well, especially my homies, bro. I hope y'all niggas are doing well. I'm sure, I better hope most of y'all niggas didn't fail. I'm probably sure one of them failed. Like 2025, bro, I'm just going to make sure that I'm going to put out more long form content as possible. Like, I cannot be missing like this, especially last year. Like, last year was just a missed opportunity. I'm just gonna make sure I'm gonna capitalize on whatever I can take, because right now, bro, as long as this PC is fixed, this PC is not even mine for real, it's my brother's. So I'm gonna just grab any opportunity I can get. So much love, bro. And also, if you just noticed that my voice sounds a lot clearer now, my brother helped me get a mic, and bro, this is a saving grace, because no longer will my videos sound like shit, bro. I apologize to everyone's ears for dealing with my audios, bro. I appreciate you. Matter of fact, I appreciate every one of you that stick around, like, until, like, there was a time when I was seeing like my subscribers were downing a bit, which is fine, because at that point, why subscribe to a nigga that's not doing shit? So everyone that still stick with me, and also the people that were still anticipating more content, I still appreciate you, bro. I appreciate each and every one of you, bro. Like, much love, bro. Especially Splurs, bro. Splur, if you're watching this, bro, day one supporter, bro. And also, if you watched all the way through the end here and you've reached here, like right now, where I'm talking and yapping, like, like, yeah, just thank you. Just much love. Just like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'ma hit you guys up there. So, moral of the story, Shano, nigga, read a book.
Oh, he keep moving closer, bro. You trying to get some damage in. You know, it's been a minute since I watched animated niggas, bro.
Look at this Eli.
Have you ever caught feelings for a friend? What was the outcome? Are y'all together now? Engaged? Kids? Or did they turn you down? And was you catching feelings by accident? For me, despite what the title says, nah, it wasn't an accident. Now, this was my sophomore year of high school. I had just moved schools and was a new kid. There was only one problem I had with my new school. There was so many snow bunnies. I want me some. No, I need some melanin. So I got through my first.
He could have put more emotion into it. I need it.
My last period of the day, which was art. I take my seat while I'm waiting on class to start. 2 melanated queens walk into class together. Now, I was minding my own business, but one of them just glowed whenever she walked in the room. Like, I just felt this radiating energy, this gravitational pull, pulling me, reeling me towards her. So I'm like,
Gotta know exactly who you are. Lord have mercy.
So that whole school year, we're getting to know each other and becoming more and more friends. Not to mention, we're some of the only black kids at the school. We gotta stick together. So somehow, I even managed to get her Snapchat. So snapping her, I'm finding out we have a lot of stuff in common. At the time, before I got heavy into J. Cole, Eminem was my favorite rapper. How ironic is that? Eminem's her favorite rapper. Also, Cardi B. I thought this was a sign from the Most High himself. I mean, she was literally glowing the first time I saw her. She's gotta be sent from heaven. She's an Eminem stan? Pun intended. So, I spent all year becoming friends with her. This was before I became the Riz God. I wasn't scared. I'm not even about to lie to y'all. I was terrified. So, fast forward to junior year. This was the year I got in my toxic relationship. I didn't shoot my shot just yet. Looking back, should have never even gotten into that one. But I ended up having her in art class again. God, my Father, you work in mysterious ways. So all semester, we're getting closer and closer. Or what I thought was closer. I didn't decide to tell her how I felt until my senior year. Cause my thought process was, Eli, this is the last year you have before it's too late. You're gonna look back and regret never saying anything. Plus, you're going off to college. So worst case, I'm dipping. So while I'm dead terrified of the outcome, I'm asking my friend what I should do to finally confess my feelings for her.
As you do.
Bro, all you gotta do is rip off the Band-Aid. Just tell her how you feel.
But I'm scared, bro. I don't know what to say.
Bro, Eli.
Stop trying to spank some shit.
Yeah,
Herb.
tell her you like her. If you don't feel the same, move on. There's plenty of girls out there.
You right. Look at we ball right.
Hell yeah, we do.
We do
Don't
not
do that.
ball. We
So I
fumble.
hit her up. The message reads, Dear Miss, I'm too good to call her right, my fans. This will be the last package I ever send her. I'm sorry. The message reads, I want you to know that I like you. I would like for you to feel the same, but if not, that's okay. It's just everything about you is exactly what I would want in a girlfriend. Your beautiful smile, your smarts, the way you don't follow the crowd, the way you respect yourself and stay focused on bettering yourself. You're just a good person to be around altogether. And even if you don't feel the same way I feel about you, I just couldn't let the opportunity go to waste. Also, although we don't talk much anymore, when we do talk, I feel like we vibe and got a lot in common. Whether it be Eminem, talking about our favorite YouTubers, or Cardi B.
Yo, are you still going? Why did you send her a book?
I don't know. I thought this was how you pull women. I don't know what you want me to say. Now let me finish, bro. You've been looking for someone who's not gonna play games with you and support your dreams and help build you up. And I feel like I could be that person for you because you truly are special. You are a queen and you deserve a king, whether it's me or not. I just wanted you to know that if I had my chance, I wouldn't waste your time. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what she said. I'm just gonna let y'all bask in the secondhand embarrassment from that heartfelt speech I just sent her, bro. That's not even the worst part. She laughed about it with her family. It's literally still saved in our Snapchat combo. So the whole paragraph was word for word, bar for bar. I was having second thoughts on even dropping this video because going back and reading the definition of cringe that I sent, not my proudest moment. In fact, the worst moment in my life, by far, easily.
By
The
far.
worst memory I have in my memory bank, besides being born.
Hey,
After
damn.
that, I'm just in my bed laying there, reminiscing
Hurt.
on my life. Cause I can't go back. My life, my reputation, it's all over. I'm in bed like these. My tea's gone cold, I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. The morning rain clouds up my window, and I can't see it all. Even if I could, it'll all be great. But your picture on my wall, it reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad. And on top of that, I threw the lame ass party. Bro, I can't win. Honestly though, this needed to happen. If this never happened, I probably would not have become Eli So Fly. Moral of the story, I should have kept this story in the vault. First, how to swim while black. You don't. Can you swim? No. Like, this is a legit question. I'm trying to see something. If you're black, how many of y'all can swim? Leave a comment down below. But if you're black and can swim, I'm a hater. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a hater. I would love to be able to get in a body of water, no matter how deep it is, and know that I'm fine. But the Titanic, that's my biggest fear. I can't swim.
Damn!
The water is at a cool negative 20 degrees, which I hate the cold. And just imagine going out to this score. But yeah, I can't swim. Never did learn. Can't even so much as float. As a kid, I was always on the splash pad, envying anyone that was in the pool. All I wanted was to be able to get in the pool and enjoy the luxury of being fully submerged in God's luscious blue chlorine-filled waters. Watch and you'll see, someday I'll be
This nigga, bro.
part of your world. So yeah, I finally got older, got taller. I still can't swim. You thought something was gonna change? Bruh. Best I can do is stand in the water like these. If the water is deeper than 4 feet, count me out. Am I ever gonna learn how to swim? Probably not. It's too late. What do I look like as a finna be 22-year-old male taking swimming lessons? I just gotta hold the L. But as a community, we gotta be better. Parents, sign your kids up for swimming lessons. We gotta break this generational curse of black people not knowing how to swim. Forget generational poverty right now. We have a bigger issue that we need to take care of first. Teach your kids how to swim. The setting is my senior year of high school, a week before graduation. We were at graduation rehearsal. I've said this before. I went to a predominantly white high school, so I had white friends. With white friends comes them wanting to do white
activities.
People activities. I'm talking about kayaking, going to the lake, going to Starbucks, and trying magical substances that make you see unicorns. I draw the line at unicorns. But rehearsals ending, and my homie asked me,
"Yo, Eli, a couple of us are going to the lake after this. Pull up."
You know I'm down, but I don't have a ride. And keep this on the DL, I can't swim, bruh.
Eli, you can't swim?
Bruh, what'd I just say?
My fault, bro. I'm just surprised you can't swim. Like, I guess what they say is true.
What exactly do they say?
You know what? Don't even worry about it. But nah, bro, the water's not that
why is
deep.
my
Plus,
game
we got some
lagging?
floaties. I'll even give you a ride.
Alright, bruh. I'm gonna come. So we get to the lake. I've already made up my mind. I'm not swimming. I'm out of my element. I'm the only black person here. If I die,
what are we looking at?
Well, they all said they were having a good time in the lake, and the African American said he couldn't swim, to which none of them took him seriously.
Well,
classic.
we have to do.
So I'm chilling on land. You know, where I'm safe. Got my feet in the water, just blissfully enjoying the scenery. My two homies are like,
"Hey, Eli, come get in the water, bro. The water's fine." Yeah, man. I know you're not just gonna sit there all day.
I think I'm good. Y'all enjoy yourselves. The water looks too deep anyways. Come on, Eli, come get in the water. Yeah, I'm down, girls. Yeah, the
hell's got
pressure
you,
of a
bro?
woman has to be the most dangerous thing on the planet. Because before the girls were involved, I was dead set on not swimming. Now she got me questioning if I really want to swim or not. I decided to try to swim. Keyword, try. Because if my feet can't touch the ground below the water, that's a wrap. In order for me to swim, I had to make sure my feet could touch the surface. I had a very peculiar method of testing how deep the water was, though. There was a dock that overlooked the lake. I thought if I walked to the end of the dock and hung off the edge with my arms extended and my feet dangling into the water, it would equate to me seeing how deep the lake was. It was a stupid idea, I know. I don't know how I was graduating the next week with an IQ that low. So I began lowering myself into the water. It gets to the point where I'm fully extended. My feet ain't hit the ground yet. So I'm starting to panic a little bit. Like, Trip, I'm looking down. Whoa! I can't touch the ground. I'm about to drown.
Bro, let's go. You're taller than me, and I'm touching the ground. See?
I'm thinking, he kind of has a point. So I let go of the dock. Jesus, take the wheel. I start to drown. The water's up to my neck. I'm swallowing whole mouthfuls of water. I'm choking. I told y'all. I can't swim. I'm drowning.
Eli.
Why are y'all not helping?
Eli!
What?
Bro, stand up. Bozo, bro.
Oh, why do you always say that? Got me embarrassing myself in front of the show. I'm a player though. So we end up having a good time in the lake. But this wouldn't be an Eli So Fly story without it getting just a little bit crazy. As the day is winding down, somebody proposes the idea to play Truth or Dare. This is a very dangerous game. This game can only end in two ways. One, somebody's feelings are going to be walking on crutches for a week, or you'll have somebody to pray to God with later on that night. So we go a couple rounds, and it's my homie's ex-girlfriend's turn to go. She chooses my homie, and he chooses Truth. She then proceeds to ask him, when we were together, how many times did you cheat on me? This guy then proceeds to say,
I don't know, but at least 9 times.
this is why you don't play Truth or Dare, kids. It then becomes my turn. You know, man, I'm feeling a little risque. So I choose Dare. One of the other girls there goes, Eli, I dare you
Jump up
to
there.
kiss
Oh.
Megan. So I kissed her. Oh, what? Y'all thought I was scared? Nah, we don't hold no L's in this story. I'm sorry. Moral of this story, it might be a little scary holding on to that dock. Sometimes you gotta let go, and eventually, you'll find your footing. Man, high school was some of the best, worst years of my life. And usually you hear
This
people
is
talk
not how I
about it
imagined
like,
this nigga looking.
Take me back. Oh, I miss it so much.
Like, no, keep me far away. High school is where some of y'all formed y'all's drug addictions, met that one toxic ex you can't stay away from, or started your criminal record. I don't want any parts. I don't even think I'm going to show up to my high school reunion. Do people still have those? I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun in high school. Got rejected for the first time, had a relationship for the first time. There were a lot of first times, including the first time I had to take one for the team. Now, if you don't know what taking one for the team means, it's either you sitting on the bench, aka no play, while another member of the team gets played, or you're taking a penalty, aka distracting the ugly friend while another member of the team gets played. And this happens to the best of us. You know this is a canon event in 90% of men's life, unless you're an anomaly. Swing the other way. Now in high school, I had this friend I'ma call Drake. I call him Drake because he was your stereotypical light skin, in touch with his feelings, women threw themselves at him, posted pictures like this on Instagram. You get the picture, no pun intended. Now I met Drake because we were both on the school track team, so naturally we became friends. Now this man Drake never had an absence of girls in his phone or just in his immediate vicinity. They would just catapult themselves at him. He would say jump and they were doing it without a parachute. Till this day, I don't know how he was doing what he was doing. He was a freshman dating seniors. But the thing was, he was only attracted to Snow Bunny.
I beg your pardon.
Huh?
I beg your pardon.
Bro was a chronic bunny hopper. Lord, please release the hold the Snow Bunnies have with my people. Black Queen Sleva, Snow Bunnies win. I'll have you know that I tend to enjoy dating white women. Now, Drake was dating this one girl off and on throughout the year we'll call Caitlyn. Caitlyn was your typical senior high school pretty girl. High ego, all the guys wanted her, probably has never heard the word no in her life, and thinks Taylor Swift is God's biggest gift to her. And while I don't know much about their relationship, I do know that Caitlyn was very toxic. She was putting my boy through it. I'm not going to get into the details because that's not my story to tell. So one day, Drake hits me up to hang out and see a movie.
Yo, what's up? You trying to catch a flick?
I say, say no more, but it's a little late. You cool if I stay the night at your place?
Don't worry about it, my G. My casa, su casa, bro. You can stay at my crib.
Bet. So I pack my bag and pull up to Drake's crib. Hey, yo, what's up, bro? So what time did the movie start?
Relax. I'm so geek, man. The movie starts in an hour or so. Then the homie will come scoop us. Don't even stress.
So while we wait, we're just kicking it in Drake's room. He's playing Fortnite. I'm checking Instagram. Very minimal conversation is being had, and you can just feel the awkwardness in the room. And at the same time, this is my first time ever being at his house, so I'm not too pressed about it, but am I concerned? Yeah, a little bit. So I break the silence by asking when we're going to the movie again, and do you know what this man tells me? This man tells me...
Oh, yeah, we not going, bro.
Why, why did you tell me that? He told me our homie wasn't able to come get us, and I'm like, okay, so what's the plan for the rest of the night then? But then he's like, you know what, we still going. I'm gonna work some magic. Keep in mind, the movie started an hour ago. In my head, I'm thinking we're going to a later showing. It was a popular movie, so they would have more than one showing. Our friend finally comes to get us, and we're on our way to the movie when I overhear Drake and our friend talking in the front seat. So Drake, what y'all gonna do at Caitlin's house? Hold up, Caitlin's house? I thought we were going to the movies. I'm not about to third wheel with you at Caitlin's house. No, I'm calling my mom. Take me home right now.
Yo, chill. You're just gonna come with me to Caitlin's house, and we're just gonna talk. That's it.
No high school boy is going to his ex's crib just to talk. You expect me to believe that y'all are just going to talk? Yeah, talk right into each other's pants. But I also think about the possibility of her having a friend there. Because you know I do have a way with the ladies. So she didn't have any friends there. It was just me, Drake, and Caitlin in her room. For a minute we were all just playing her Nintendo Switch. Great vibes. Such great vibes, in fact, that I let my guard down and started to believe that Drake was genuinely there just to talk. Until he puts on a movie. You're trying to get buns. He's trying to get buns! Not even 10 minutes into the movie!
Hey, yo, I need you to get out of the room, bro.
What you mean, bro? I thought you were just here.
I know what I said, but I'm gonna need you to get out of the room, yo.
Bruh. Like where am I go? Like, where am I gonna go?
Where am I
Just go in her brother's room. Ain't nobody in there. Just text me if you need anything.
So I'm sitting there in her brother's room hurting, bro. And I'm taking copium, thinking maybe he's not gonna be that long. And I kid you not, bro was in there for at least 45 to an hour. Bro was in there running a triathlon. I'm contemplating calling my mom, but at the same time, it's 1 a.m. and I really don't want to wake her up to tell her to come pick me up because my so-called friend is in the other room readjusting his ex's spine. And on top of that, my phone is on 5%. So I'll let you call Drake, bro.
Shit happened. Oh.
Yo, bro, hello? Bro, hurry up. I start spam calling this man's phone. Each time he would immediately send me straight to voicemail. I didn't care anymore. If I ain't having fun, guess what? Neither are you. They eventually come out of the room, both of them visibly annoyed. She takes us back to Drake's house, and not a word was said the rest of the night. My mom came to get me the next day, and after that night, I said I was never linking with bruh again. Moral of the story, Dr. Umar might be on to something.
I married a white girl 10 years ago, brother. Well, brother, until you unmarry her, it's best you stay over there, brother. I appreciate you and I love you, but you are no use to me with that white woman on.
Getting roasted in school happens in every man's life unless you're white. And that means when you get roasted, you don't get roasted. I think it's an essential skill to know how to roast, you know? It builds character, gives you a tough skin. And me, I wasn't even getting roasted growing up. I was getting barbecued. Man, I was coming to school and first thing in the morning I'm hearing, yo, Eli, nah, what you wearing? Nah. Yo, them shoes is leaning. Bro, look at those pins. Yo, wait, is that Polo? Nah, that's not Polo, that's Dolo, y'all. I was getting cooked on the daily.
Dolo's
me
great.
being black. I'm broke. I grew up in a single parent home with 2 other siblings. I never had the drippiest clothes to wear to school. I was coming to school with off-brand polo shirts, flooding pants, beat up out-of-style shoes. So can you imagine what I was going through? They had plenty to talk about at the lunch table with me. So I had to learn how to roast early. Roasting is an art form. There's a lot of things that go into roasting. Number 1, you gotta be a quick thinker. Cause boy, if you stutter. Number 2, you gotta know crowd control. Knowing your audience is key to roasting. And last but not least, you gotta be funny. None of the other stuff matters if you're not funny. And the thing is, anybody can master roasting, but nobody was at the level I was at with it because I was tired of being a target. I was a target all through middle school. So starting out in high school wasn't nothing off limits when I was roasting you. I'm talking about moms, the whole nine. I never understood why dudes got so mad when you talk about their mom. Like, bro, you just said you saw my mom standing on the corner, but as soon as I mentioned your mom, now you see red. Man, if you don't miss me with that. So in my freshman year, I went to a black high school. As I didn't move to a white high school until my sophomore year, I had my same group of friends from middle school with the addition of a couple new faces. Amongst these new faces was this kid I'm gonna call Jalen. Now, Jalen was a short kid, pretty chubby, bad hairline. His clothes were quite worse than even my clothes. So he was a prime target. Now we're at lunch having our daily roast session. Jalen happening to be the topic of discussion today. So somebody must have said a joke was just a little too funny and I let out a laugh.
Dude, I know you ain't laughing. Matter of fact, well, your whole face looks like a crunch bar. I don't snitch, but Willy Wonka said he's looking for you.
As a man, this is the last thing you want to hear during a roast session because this means you are now about to proceed to get obliterated by whoever was the butt of the joke before you. Unfortunately for Jalen, he was about to learn that I actually was prepared for him. Nah, don't come for me. He's the one talking about you. Talk to him. See that hairline having that boy. Shoes screaming, holding on for dear life. Look at your shirt. You got stains on it from yesterday. Booty chin having that boy. Double knee cups having that boy. Older brother pants wearing boy. I proceeded to nuke this man. You can tell his ego crushed. His dignity, his self-esteem eviscerated. He visibly is perturbed. And then the finishing blow. Your mama, I couldn't even get the full joke out before.
Oh, nah, I know you ain't talking about my mom. Hey, what's up with it, though? You trying to run it?
Bro, come on, bro. It's not even that deep. I was just...
Nah, fight me.
Jalen proceeds to get all in my personal space, still running his mouth. Me not trying to fight over something as dumb as a roast session, I'm just blowing it off. Everyone else at the table is kind of looking at me like, yo, you just gonna let him talk to you like that? Yes, I am. Because like I said, I'm not trying to fight over a roast session, so I go through the rest of my day thinking nothing of it. The next day at lunch, I passed by Jalen in the lunch line and he said something that alarms me.
I'm still gonna fight you. Don't think I forgot. Anyways, I'll see you later.
Okay, he's serious? I'm cooked. I have never been in a fight before. If I end up having to fight Jalen over a roast session and I lose, they call me Walk 'em Down Eli in the streets. You know what this will do to my street cred? I can't have that. So, I paid a little visit to the principal's office. Not my proudest moment, but hey, I had to do what I had to do. The principal set up a parent meeting with my grandmother the next day, and I'm folding in there. I'm spilling all the beans. I am not hood. I'm in a...
Nigga, you snitched. Nah. I ain't gonna lie. You lost me, bro. You lost me. You was so good. Top 10. Then you fool.
American students are violent. Oh yeah, and we're also kind of dumb.
Only 37% of high school seniors were academically prepared for college, math, and reading courses.
Why are so many American adolescents so violent and uneducated? Because our school system is absolute garbage. 44% of American high school students experience school-related violence. 22% of students reported being in a physical fight. In the US, school fights happen all the time, and for petty reasons. Hardly anybody is shocked when a fight breaks out. And this violence isn't only between students. It's not rare to hear about fights between students and teachers as well. Some students have assaulted their teachers, leaving them severely injured. There are two big reasons why fights are so common in America. The first is because school authorities put very little effort into stopping violence. As punishment for school violence, students are usually suspended for a few days or receive a short detention. Some students even get away with it scot-free. Students don't fear the repercussions of their violence, so they are much more inclined to fight. And another reason why fights are so common in America is because social media glorifies these fights. Students will record and upload these fights onto TikTok and Instagram and get millions of views. This has led to a culture which treats school fights as entertainment and encourages students to fight for praise and attention. The constant violence in public schools has left many children to fear going to school.
He's terrified to come to school. Every day it's the same thing, all day, from morning till the time they get out, different fights.
But school fights aren't the only source of violence. Bullying is also a massive problem in American schools. 22% of middle school and high school students report being bullied at school, and half of all students have experienced school-related cyberbullying. 160,000 American children miss school every day in fear of bullying. A Yale study found that bully victims are between 2 to 9 times more likely to consider unaliving themselves. In America, it's not uncommon for a child to unalive themselves because of bullying. This bullying isn't just an issue of students, but schools and faculty are also responsible for this. Students often face very minimal consequences for bullying.
The kid throwing punches was suspended for 3 days.
25% of teachers see nothing wrong with bullying, and teachers only intervene in 4% of bullying incidents. Here's a video showing a school bus driver encouraging a student to beat up another student.
We need context though. I need context. How you know the nigga who getting beat on ain't the bully and that other nigga wasn't just fed up with shit, bro?
In India.
No, all that trolling done got you fucked up. Now you won't be here screaming and crying. Nah.
Anna, 10-year-old
whole bus jumping shit, bro.
Sammy Toys was constantly bullied at school. He would come home with bruises as kids would beat him up at school and on the school bus. He was chased, poked, punched, and stuffed into a garbage can. Instead of helping him, Sammy's teachers punished him for, quote, disruptive conduct. Sammy's parents contacted the school 20 times about this problem, but the school did nothing. On May 5th of 2024, Sammy unalived himself. His bullies never received a single consequence for their actions. If his school had stepped in, Sammy would still be alive. This kind of tragedy has happened in multiple schools in multiple states across America, all because schools have failed to take action. This is the same school system that breeds school shootings. There's a strong link between school shooters and having experienced bullying. Adolescents who have been bullied at school are 49% more likely to carry guns. Our school systems program violence and hatred into students, so it should be no surprise that school shootings are so common in America. But school districts put very little effort into addressing and fixing the root cause that leads to school shooting incidents. If schools actually stood up against bullying instead of always letting it slide, school shootings would decrease drastically. The American school system creates generations of toxic and violent individuals who have learned that they can get away with hurting others. Violent kids don't suddenly grow out of it one day. They simply become violent adults. But the only thing worse than a violent generation is a violent and uneducated generation. America spends $857 billion annually on K-12 schools, which is $16,280 per student. That's more money per student than any other country. But America ranks 26th in math and 10th in science. Only 26% of 8th graders are proficient at grade level math. One large reason for this is a shortage of teachers.
Do you want more high quality videos like this one? Then subscribe right now. Alright, back to the video.
American teachers are paid less than the typical working American. Along with this, American teachers work an average of 53 hours a week, 7 hours more than the typical working American. This is because teachers have a lot of duties beyond simply teaching, such as grading, lesson planning, and administrative tasks. And to make matters even worse, students are often disrespectful or sometimes even violent towards their teachers. As a result, the teaching industry has become very undesirable for many people, leading to a shortage of teachers. Between February of 2020 and May of 2022, 300,000 public school teachers quit their jobs. That's roughly 3% of the workforce. Because of this shortage, teachers are now assigned massive class sizes, which makes it harder for each student to receive the specialized help they need. This also means that school districts have lowered standards for hiring teachers in order to make up for the shortage. The number of underqualified teaching hires increased by 69% from 2022 to 2023. Now, American schools are full of terrible, incompetent teachers who are hurting the country. I remember back in high school, teachers would assign us massive packets of reading and questions. Meanwhile, they would sit in their stupid chairs and use their computers instead of actually teaching the class.
If you would just get up and teach them instead of handing them a freaking packet, yo. There's kids in here who don't learn like that. They need to learn face to face.
In America, it's very common to come across classes where students are forced to learn everything by themselves rather than be taught. And no matter how much students and parents complain, school districts almost never do anything about it. Due to the shortage of teachers and the protection from teachers' unions, school districts can't just replace teachers who aren't doing their job. With such terrible teachers, it's only natural that students aren't learning properly. And another big problem is the lack of funding. In America, a big portion of funding for public schools comes from the taxpayer money of the community. This means that schools in wealthy communities are well funded, but schools in low-income communities are poorly funded. So if you live in America, your quality of education, and therefore your prospects of success, are largely determined by the community that you live in. This problem can be seen in low-income cities like Detroit, where only 3% of fourth graders are proficient in math. Low-income students enter high school with literacy skills 5 years behind high-income students. Only 14% of low-income students graduate college, compared to 60% of high-income students. It's quite clear that schools and
that's how niggas done made it out to be. I'm just saying.
Communities need more funding. America spends $857 billion annually on public education. So where is all that money going? Well, a big chunk of it is going towards administrative staff. From 2000 to 2019, the number of administrative staff increased by 88%, and the number of principals and assistant principals increased by 37%, while the number of students and teachers only increased by 8%. This shows how a disproportionate share of resources is going into administrative functions rather than directly supporting students and teachers. Maybe if funding was actually allocated correctly, our academic performance wouldn't be so low. Another large problem is that schools have allowed students to be lazy. In America, teenagers between ages of 15 and 17 spend an average of 1 hour a day on homework. Meanwhile, American teenagers spend an average of 8.5 hours on their phone daily. 1 in 5 teenagers report watching YouTube almost constantly, and parents are also responsible for this problem. Only 43% of kids say their parents check their grades more than once a month. As a result, students can laze around and waste their time without being held accountable. Education in America has been in a steady decline for a while now. The government tried to fix these problems by implementing academic standards called the Common Core, but this actually made things even worse. Common Core sets standards for what students should know at each grade level to ensure that students are learning efficiently. And now this all sounds good on paper, but in reality, Common Core has only hurt the education system of America. First off, Common Core operates with a one-size-fits-all approach, which assumes every student learns at the same pace. This system takes power away from teachers and schools, who understand their students best, and instead dictates students' learning based off the government's own ideals. And the biggest flaw with Common Core is the confusing math methods it imposes onto children. You have 8 seconds to solve this math problem. Go. Was your answer 35? Well, you get 0 points. If you didn't use the quantum linear dimensional isolation method to solve the question, then you didn't do it correctly. This is the BS that every child in America goes through. You see, Common Core requires students to solve math questions using confusing steps and algorithms. If students don't use these methods, they automatically fail the question, even if their answer is correct. As a kid, I had a very hard time understanding Common Core math, which led to me constantly getting low scores on my tests and classes. It was insanely demoralizing, and I felt stupid. Well, it turns out I'm actually really good at math. In high school, where Common Core is less present, learning calculus was very easy for me, and I scored very highly on my exams. I also got a near-perfect score on the math segment of my SAT. So how come learning basic algebra was so difficult for me as a kid? Common Core has created a very confusing system of learning, which has led many students to learn less efficiently and hate their classes. Common Core? More like Common L. You might be wondering, how does terrible education affect America? Well, the effects are really bad. Because so many students receive terrible education, America now has the worst educated workforce in the industrialized world. 54% of US adults have a reading proficiency below the 6th grade level, and 21% of US adults are illiterate. This is embarrassing, considering we are the wealthiest country in the world. Now you know how bad America's school system is. So how do we fix it? Well, it's actually quite simple. Firstly, to address violence and bullying, schools need to hold students more accountable. Currently, students barely receive any punishment for bullying and violence. There should be more severe consequences, such as mandatory community service or being expelled. This seems like a very simple fix, but very little progress has been made. To address the shortage of teachers, America needs to pay teachers more. I mean, we clearly have the money to pay them. Where's that $857 billion going? We also need to remove these teachers who do nothing but hand out packets. The school system is paying them as they contribute to the academic downfall of the country. The problem of low-funded schools is also a pretty simple fix. Public schools need more funding from state and federal governments. Also, Common Core needs to go. There has not been any academic progress attributed to the implementation of Common Core. Common Core is only hurting the academic progress in America. I recently made a video about the horrible education systems in many Asian countries, where students study up to 16 hours a day and get physically punished. These countries have the exact opposite problems that America has. Countries need to find a middle ground between these two extremes and maintain a system which develops hardworking and competent students without sacrificing their mental health for success. The truth is, this goal isn't too far-fetched. Take Finland, for example. Finland ranks number 7 in education, higher than China and the United States. Yet students in Finland receive very minimal homework, and the majority of primary and secondary school students enjoy their education. This shows how it's definitely possible to create a school system that's both effective and enjoyable. If we take the right steps...
Clean!
For those of you who aren't from the UK or even London really, you probably don't know what a roadman is. Really, long story short, a roadman is just a man that's on road. Someone who's about and active in the area. You're going to see them by Tesco's, you're going to see them outside your yard, you're going to see them outside the GP. It's basically someone who's big. And when we think of the roadman, we're not really just thinking of the guy you see a lot. You're thinking of him. Black Air Forces, knapsack, puffer jacket, belly. They all talk like this.
Allow it, cuz, man. Not now, fam. What kind of mental health problem?
There's a cadence and aesthetic, but let's be real. This aesthetic is mostly tied to young black British men.
That's the thing still. My big brother's still in it. So don't use no bullets, because they find out and beat us all up. Especially you, fam.
When I saw the Stormzy McDonald's commercial, one of the first things I thought was, oh wow, they appropriated this whole thing. The joke is, you don't expect white British people to be speaking like this. So there's this big inversion when it does happen. If it needs to be stated, roadmen are synonymous with black British men, which is ironic because a lot of the time I see white people trying to replicate this aesthetic. This wouldn't be such a big deal if these ideas didn't bleed into the media that black British people often receive, and ultimately the types of representation were provided. Not to say that there isn't the occasional supercell or wealthy black fantasy, but a lot of the time it's either from the perspective of the police investigating crime or the black boy committing the crime, and the fantasies involved in that. And I specifically say fantasies because that's a huge part of how this aesthetic has been commercialized. And I think that's a pretty good place to start. To understand why blackness is depicted this way, we need to take a step back and look at our language within the UK. First of all, to give credit where credit's due, MLE or BBE is like an amalgamation of different cultures and their dialect. It draws on the Caribbean and a lot of West African cultures. So a lot of the language I talk about here isn't coming inherently from black Londoners, but more that this is the type of language that's kind of normalized within our culture. Let's start with something like bad man. You're a bad man, yeah? You think you're bad. I'm going to explain this like an idiot, but I'm doing it so you can follow along here. The book Blacklisted has a really good definition of this, but the bad man is essentially the black archetypical outlaw. The bad man is the archetypical outlaw, the man who lives by his own code, commands the respect of his peers, and flouts convention. The bad man makes his own rules, and like Billy Zane in the Titanic, creates his own luck. It is the pure blood machismo, equating law-breaking with strength. Originating from Jamaica in the 1970s, Badman has unfolded the black British culture through the West Indian diaspora, most visibly through music and associated subcultures, namely ragga, dancehall, and most recently, grime. It's something you can call someone else, but not something to ever assign to yourself.
You're a bad man, yeah? Go on then, shoot me. Listen!
No one says, I'm a bad man, at least not like that. You go, are you bad? Or a bad man like you, yeah? In that sense, bad man functions in a similar way to the N-word. Not in the cultural significance I need to stress, but in how it's only used to celebrate your proximity to criminality, or to bring attention to the fact that someone is acting bad, or testing your ability to see that they're being rude. As it stands, to be a bad man is no longer strictly an accusation of criminality, it's an accolade of the highest order. The fact that bad man is now an accolade speaks to how black masculinity is still tied, in part, to being bad. The problem with the black outlaw archetype is that it reinforces the notion that black masculinity is inherently criminal. The bad man concept supports a narrative the racist ideology is constructed since the black migration spiked in the UK, that black men are a dangerous threat to mainstream society. The bad man's origins are unquestionably black, so the roadman, an extension of the bad man, is undeniably black too. Words like sideman, bossman, even mandem, it's all really in relation to hierarchy and status. If it wasn't obvious, very focused on man, very mandem adjacent. It's interesting that this is the language that stuck. This language, mostly framed around masculinity and criminality. We can even take the word yardie. A roadman is like a diluted outsider's idea of a yardie. The yardie is an encapsulation of the fears surrounding black British masculinity in my lifetime. It's a status gunman obsessed with cars and jewelry, speaking in broken English from a former colony, completely unconcerned with the safety of the majority of the white public. There's a borderline haunting BBC article about this dating back from 1999. It says, "Who are the yardies? They drive top-of-the-range BMWs, flaunt designer gold jewelry, and carry automatic guns as a weapon of choice." It goes on to demonize this group and cite gun violence that went down. But what's fascinating is that distinction. Among Jamaicans, a yardie is just another Jamaican. But historically in the UK, it was a sign that you're in a gang. And that disconnect is interesting, and how the roadman has become the black British neutral term for a yardie. All this language is carrying blackness in its origin, but is being repackaged into criminality. Why? Black British identity is viewing Britishness from the perspective of blackness. And when you take this language from different black cultures and view it from a British lens, the product is always going to be this overtly violent idea of black masculinity. Not inherently because that's what it is, but because that's how we're being perceived. But why is it so easy to commercialize this aesthetic? Whether it's in primary school, secondary school, or some of you might even went sixth form, we are taught in these academic institutions to be uniform. You wear the same blazer every day, you wear the same tie, you change your white shirts, you wear a skirt or trousers, and then you get to pick between a set of work shoes. And you do that every day for the first 16 years of your life. Britain is very uniform because we are taught to be uniform. Standing out isn't really that cool or really encouraged. Our institutions very much do speak to it. Enter the tracksuit.
You're not hench, you're not black. You look scrub with a baseball win. Trying to get hype off me, trying to get hype off me. You jumped out the whip, no one ran. Nobody.
Now, tracksuits gained popularity in the 1968 Olympics. John Carlos and Tommy Smith were wearing matching tracksuits, raising their fists during the award ceremony. Now, true to form, a bunch of fashion companies like Adidas ended up seeing the bag and releasing a full line of clothing trying to bite off this aesthetic. And with a strong enough marketing campaign, it was. And now everyone is wearing Nike-Tech. Fast forward to the UK with the rise of the grime scene. Some of the most foundational and iconic UK grime freestyles in music were made in these tracksuits. Shut down by Skepta, shut up by Stormzy. And because of that cultural influence, we now have everybody wearing their own tracksuit. And while there are variations from time to time, this very uniform look was formed to speak to something else. See, the tracksuit, in a way, is the antithesis of the blazer and suit you're taught to wear your entire life. It's comfortable, it's sleek, and it's easy to just throw on. And given how tied it is to sports, and the very strong sports culture within the country, it works as a logical antithesis, derivative of the culture.
When I was on the streets out here, that's where I just learned all the style. Like, I used to come up here in like Air Force Ones and that. They made me just switch up that whole shit and then like get into like shocks, into like black windbreakers, and like the whole style that I've adopted like in the past couple of years is definitely based on like Manchester, Liverpool style.
In Shut Down by Skepta, there's a bar where he says, "Fashion Week and it's shut down. Went to the show sitting in the front row with the black tracksuit and it's shut down." He said this in reference to the Fashion Week he went to and the tracksuit that was shown off in his deal. The point being that showing up in a tracksuit was a statement in itself. is the idea that wearing a tracksuit is checking the establishment. That what it means to wear a tracksuit is to not fit in. Is to prioritize your comfort over where you think you're going. This ultimately did end up resonating with a large subsection of London's marginalized groups, namely black British people. For those that don't believe me, let's take something as simple as going to a motor or going out to a club with your friends. What's the one rule? No tracksuits. Security will stop you. There are no tracksuits in this establishment. It's why when you do invite your friends out, when they show up in a tracksuit, it's been frustrating. It's quite overtly stigmatized socially, even down to romantics. I remember a friend having to tell me, and it's not uncommon, if you're going to see that girl, don't wear a tracksuit. She won't think you're serious. And what does that say culturally? What does it say about the tracksuit and the roadman and the bad man that we all identify as black and operates and exists within that space? Well, we get this idea, this aesthetic, this parody-like replication in the media. One of the first questions I was asked when I showed off my game, set in South London and from the perspective of black British characters, was, this looks great, but where's the roadman? And I always felt like I had to do something with it. It's a massive part of black British media and culture. But I started to slowly really understand the question. Where's the caricature of black British masculinity? Where's the stand-in parody for everything that Britain cannot stand? And the more I thought about it, the more I started to think of what role this roadman is playing in British media and representation. Let's take this article, and it's an exploration into the idea of how roadmen represent ideas of black masculinity and lab culture represents ideas of British masculinity. It's a really good read if you're interested. It'll be cited in the description. But my main focus here is how the roadman is described. Similarly, roadman masculinity elucidated in grime and UK drill music presents sexual interaction as the only acceptable interaction between women and men, with no sense of emotional vulnerability allowed. He goes on. The roadman holds up money and material possessions, particularly cars, designer clothes, jewelry, as their ultimate aspirations, plus consumption of lavish alcohol and large quantities of weed. Moreover, despite not caring about girls, they see their interest in them as a demonstration of masculinity, with a focus on superficial aspects of being light-skinned, having a big back, etc. So it's not even a secret. This is something that we all understand is a construct derivative of black masculinity, one that has been criminalized and reduced to a misogynistic, materialistic, short-sighted fool.
Industry is that? The football industry, or the music industry, or the pimping industry. YOLO, baby!
I remember watching Kidulthood in Peckham Plex. Never go to Peckham Plex, by the way. It's awful. I know they've gentrified Peckham, but that doesn't mean anything. Don't go to Peckham Plex. Kidulthood was great because I was entrenched in that secondary school culture. But this was funny. I saw the new one with my partner, and I couldn't believe it. It was the same thing. The roadman has been the same thing in almost everything it's been depicted in, and I think it's worth questions about how the media has selectively chosen this to be the depiction of black British people that gets the most attention. This caricature of black British masculinity, a word that derives from black origin, has now taken shape into an on-screen caricature. And I think that's worth examining what that says about how the British media, and by extension the wider world, views us. But this doesn't mean that the roadman has no place in our media. The roadman aesthetic has been demonized for a reason. It's stigmatized in social spaces for a reason. It stands in complete opposition with ideas of British culture, that culture being uniform and subservient to British social norms without issue. It is a completely self-serving move to show up in a tracksuit. You prioritize your own comfort in where you're going, proud of your blackness. In the face of the uniformity you've been taught in your life, we've created a new uniformity in opposition, which is just as beautiful as it is painful, because I'm sure Nike made their money off us. You might never think about that. In that breath, the roadman can be a construct of something revolutionary too, kind of like a revolutionary roadman. It's a role that has existed for a while, but it doesn't have to keep playing to these toxic ideas of black men in our media. And don't get me wrong, there is a responsibility on us to challenge our ideas of patriarchy and normalize misogyny. But it's really interesting that this is the only idea of black British identity that is seen mainstream notoriety. One that we all understand is a construct and parody of black Britishness. Just as there needs to be a cultural shift, there needs to be a media shift in how the roadman is depicted. In the Evening Standard article, David Coachman asked his former gang member, Wayne, about it. He explains the different levels at play. The lowest is a roadman. He's the guy with a handbag, always on road, dealing drugs. The roadman is the one that no one rates. We all understand that socially and culturally. But I don't think feeding into that persecution of the roadman helps the situation either. Because what other history do we have in the Black British media? We're playing the police. We play the enforcers of Britain's rule over the country, often persecuting our own constructs of the roadman. We need to challenge the idea that being on road is a bad thing, that engaging in our communities is inherently a bad thing. And we also need to stop criminalizing it. Not everyone on road is trying to hurt you. Down Bermondsey, I know 2 twins. These men are always on road, but they're not shooting, they're just active. We catch up for like 2 minutes and then we move on. But because they're black, bait, and in a tracksuit, that suddenly means they're roadmen, because they're too active when they shouldn't be. I know so many people that have to fight for the freedom to even leave their homes, to be in community with their black friends. Because bare people are sheltered from young. We don't trust our communities. We don't trust that roadman. And it's that fear. And we know why that fear exists. Joint Culpability Acts. It's legal for the UK Met Police to arrest and try multiple people if they can, make the argument that you're affiliated with them within your community. Meaning, your friend could get tried for theft or murder, and they can bring you in because you're friends, and make that case that you're part of the gang. And a gang is a criminalized friendship. It is a criminalized community. So the system sets up a lack of community. It pushes you away from other black people by criminalizing ideas of black British identity and, by extension, solidarity. But it's in learning that the roadman is a construct of the media that we can begin to change the media and our culture. That the roadman doesn't have to exist as the lowest a man can be. It can be a symbol, as it always has been, of defiance to British uniformity. Instead of demonizing the effects of being on road, celebrate the stories of joy that these people have brought our communities. I have a close friend near Burgess that comes through with a giant speaker wherever he goes. He is too big, but he creates crowds. He does music requests. It's Then there's the Peckham pimps. They're just running around dressed as pimps, trying to make people smile. There's so much more to being on road in the UK. Being bait, and I think we should celebrate this more. There is community here. We just have to trust them and not the media. The roadman doesn't have a problem unless you have a problem with the roadman. And I don't have a problem with stories from the perspective of the roadman. I just want them to be framed from a more sincere perspective, because the roadman isn't always on road because he's doing something dodgy. Some people are just bait because they're in their communities more. And that's not something that we should collectively demonize. Especially if you're trying to reach your communities, you have to realize you have a lot more in common with the roadman than you may think.
Good video.
I don't really like reading books. I'm sorry if that makes me somewhat of an idiot, but I don't really like reading books. I haven't read books since elementary school. They just never really been my thing. I'm more of an audio/visual guy rather than, thinking about words that I see on a paper. But if I were to read books, what kind of books do you think I would like to read? A. Religious texts. B. Self-help/self-improvement books. C. Educational books. D. Entertainment novels. A, B, C, D. Or E. Smut femcel gooner novels. I've came across a group of people on social media, a group of mostly women on social media, that are calling themselves Book Talk. These are women that go onto Instagram and TikTok to discuss a certain kind of books. Gooner books. They goon to these books. I understand that smut novelty has probably been a thing for a few centuries, way back to the 1700s, if not ever since niggas knew how to write books. But you have to admit, it's a pretty recent phenomenon for them to go on TikTok and Instagram and out themselves like it's the fucking literature club. Some of these women can't even keep it in the privacy of their own home, reading the such stuff out in public, and they've been caught. This is the equivalent of a guy wearing an Ahegao hoodie. Actually, never mind. This is pretty bad, but that trend back in 2019, where losers were wearing the Ahegao hoodie, that was just horrendous. It wasn't even funny. But reading this kind of shit on a public bus, this gotta be second place. I'm just kind of confused on how women can go on social media talking about such things. This would be the equivalent of a guy going on social media reviewing Mia Khalifa's new album. And we all know she doesn't drop music. Also, hold up, run that back. What was she reading on that bus? Look at me, and I won't drug you to do this. I don't. I keep my eyes locked on the leaves that grow out of the hedge. He forces my face to his, and my heart snaps in my chest when you guys don't even want to see the top part. This is an insane read to be reading on the way to work at 4 o'clock in the morning. Every time I talk about topics like this on my channel, there's always people that say, well, they're adults doing whatever they want to do behind the closed doors in privacy. They're consenting adults behind closed doors, and they're not doing anything illegal. And I 100% agree. Actually, no, I don't. Because they're not doing it behind closed doors. They're posting it on every social media possible. They're opening their windows to the internet and screaming out, I enjoy gooning to novels, and this is the kind of sexual fantasies I enjoy. I'm not even going to play the, hey, there's kids on these social medias that can see your posts, and, you know, that's not very healthy for society. I'm not even going to play that card, because that's obvious. I just don't want to hear about your sexual fantasies while I'm trying to brain rot. The worst thing you can hear a woman say on Instagram is, so, I've been reading a book.
I was reading a book.
So I just finished reading a book.
I started reading these books.
I need to talk about this book. I read a spicy book about vampires, and I liked it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Can I just tell you about a book I read? Can I just tell you about a book that I just hit?
No. Some of the stuff these chicks be reading is honestly kind of disturbing, but some of it is actually kind of funny, like this one. Breeding with Bigfoot.
Do you think that's funny, butthead? Do you find it amusing that we'll be talking about the testicles?
I mean, it's all fun and games to laugh at, but did you actually read the caption of what it's about? POV, you're hiding in a tree watching Bigfoot rail your boyfriend and looking forward to your turn.
Oh my god,
If you're with a girl and one of her fantasies include her boyfriend being raped by Bigfoot, you need to get out of there, man. But if you think that was bad, wait till you hear what this chick has to say.
So I just finished reading a book about a woman. She goes to a turkey farm. She's protesting. She's like a vegan. Turkey running away from the farmer. So she opens up her arms and like the turkey jumps right into her arms. And when she's on the floor, the turkey starts like hitting on her from behind. A guy's hand comes down and like grabs her stomach and stuff. And when she looks back, the turkey is half man, half turkey, so his body is man.
How does an author even come up with that, bro? Like, their brain needs to be scanned. How do you even read that without, like, laughing either, dude? Like, you know, the mood is getting all set, and then gobble gobble. Like, this is more of the weird monster core stuff that these girls are into. It's kind of like, you know that guy that's really into anime talking about monster girls? But at least in this guy's case, they're made to look like cute anime girls somewhat, but who the fuck is this nigga? I'm seeing a very uncanny resemblance between these book talk girls and those weird weeaboo otaku anime nerds. The anime nerds have their waifus. The book talk girls have their book boyfriends. That's literally what they call them. The anime girls have unrealistic body standards. The book boyfriends have the dinglings the size of forearms, apparently. That's why the girl in this clip had a tape measure.
And it was 14 inches. Where is that going? Excuse me. It's as big as my torso. And it was a reverse harem. One guy was 14, the other one was as long as my forearm, so 10. And the other one was so big that she couldn't wrap one hand, so she needed to use the other one. It's as big as my leg.
Both of these groups also have massive bookshelves full of their collection of reading materials. And I already drew a similarity earlier with the anime nerds and the book talk girls when it comes to monsters. The anime nerds have their monster girls like the slime girl and the spider girl and all that kind of stuff.
Slime girl, violet dude.
And the book talk girls, they have Bigfoot Turkey Man, and an alien whose Johnson is the size of a 2-foot-long cucumber. But you know, at the end of the day, to each their own. But if you're one of the girls that read these kind of books, you have no right making fun of any guy that has a body pillow, an anime waifu, or even into lollies. Because hell, I even saw some chick reading a book that had reverse Lolita in it. And I'm not saying that anime weirdos are okay either. I'm just saying that both of you guys are equally as degenerate. Check the description out of this book, though. Celeste is a middle school teacher who became a teacher just so she could be around young boys.
Fuck A traits!
Okay, but seriously though, who could write such a thing? But I will give this point to the Book Talk girls because the chick who posted this did admit that she was uncomfortable reading this book. Meanwhile, the anime nerds would probably get off to such things. And if you think these books are any different from any other kind of adult material when it comes to ruining relationships, you'd be dead wrong. This chick's going through a divorce because she ended up becoming an author for these kind of books. My husband meeting me when we were 16 and I was a sweet, unproblematic, skinny, church-going, well-mannered, no-cussing girl that reads the Bible. Me growing up to be an overly anxious, no-filtered, chubby liberal who believes in reincarnation, cusses, reads smut books, and writes them. I wrote a book where two best friends worship a plus-sized woman all night. This must be the kind of books Hitler was burning. Not to mention, of course the woman is plus-sized because if she was of a healthy weight, it would break the immersion. I'm also going to take this time to talk about how absolutely horrendous some of these book covers are. Like, why do some of these book covers look like neoliberal corporate art? Like something you would see in a presentation at a work meeting. And not to mention all the titles of the books are almost practically the exact same. The Knight and the Moth, The Maiden and Her Monster, A Vow of Wrath and Ruin. It's like they have the exact same formula. The blank and the blank. The breeding and the Bigfoot. Just like the last batch, the covers are practically the exact same in the respective genre. This one just has the text of the title, with the background being a bed of flowers. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but I'm going to judge the book, the cover, and the people reading them.
Hey, I need a book recommendation.
Harry Potter. Please just go read Harry Potter instead of outing your barely disguised fetish.
Okay, what kind of book recommendation? I want a romance.
Yeah, a romance. That's what they always try to label them as. They're not smut novels, they're romances. Yeah, just wait till you hear the catch in the next part.
Okay, with multiple partners.
Yep, there it is. There's the barely disguised fetish.
Are you interested in fantasy? Because I've got an MMMF romance, where she's a human and they're all gargoyles.
I don't think she was asking for that at all. But then again, knowing these kind of chicks, maybe she is asking for that kind of shit. Like gargoyles? Really, nigga? Gargoyles now? Ask me what my dad thinks about me reading smut books like he didn't read one and let me interview him for my blog. This would be like asking my mom to watch the entirety of High School DxD and then interview her for my YouTube channel. This chick is talking about these kind of books and then adds hashtag mom humor, mom hobbies, mom life. Imagine being a mother, an innocent mother, just going through Instagram trying to relate to other mothers on the internet and coming across a woman talking about her sexual fantasies. Writing these books changed my life. I hope reading them will do the same for you. Bro, what do you... These are... You are reading porn! Actually, guys, I got a great idea. Let's read some and see if it changes anything. You remember that stuff that girl was reading on the bus? Let's take it from the top. You gonna stop me? He presses his thumb against my... because I wouldn't. His other hand moves to cover my mouth and he splits my leg wider as he moves my panties to the side. His finger dipping inside my... I squeeze around him, unable to hold in restraint. Oh, my life! My life is getting... It got significantly worse. A lot of these books involved a lot of violent acts like murder, kidnapping, rape, and a decent amount of women are into this and they don't really hide it that well either. But, you know, like I said earlier, everybody's allowed to be into what they're into in the privacy of their own home. It's just more of a mental flashbang hearing people out their dark fantasies all over social media. By the way, this comic was drawn by a woman, and the woman that tried to refute it is a hypocrite. When he straps the guy who hurt you to the back of his motorcycle and drags him across campus to prove a point before he shares you with his twin brother. This doesn't have to just be a fantasy. You can go to any trailer park here in America and you will find this here in reality. Now, obviously, I'm not the only man in the world that has the opinion that these novels are kind of weird for women to be reading. And because some men agree with me on this opinion, a lot of these book talk girls have gone into full manipulation mode. and they're gaslighting people into thinking that these aren't smut novels and they're just romance novels. Like this chick who said, okay, but the fact that romance is the highest selling genre that exists largely because straight women fantasize about being loved and treated kindly by men, and men constantly make fun of this because they think it's just that unrealistic. Treated kindly by men that you fantasize in these books? You mean like Bigfoot raping somebody's boyfriend?
He bites her lips and then sticks her bloody face into a shark-infested waters while he has his way with her. We listen and we don't judge.
Did I read that right? Let me... being loved and treated kindly by men. No, yeah, no, right. Now, obviously there's a difference between dark romance and romance, but do you really think men are going out of their ways to make fun of, like, a regular romance story and not the weird, crazy ones?
He's obsessed with her, but forces her to play Russian roulette. We listen and we don't judge.
Like, these aren't some innocent Disney romance novels where the prince saves the princess. No, it is like a serial killer kidnaps me, beats me half to death, and then has his way with me.
He's using a knife to make her arrive, and he's holding the blade so his hand gets all bloody, so then he puts it back into her and then smears it all over her face.
Or, you know, you can replace serial killer
that
with
whole
Bigfoot.
sentence.
I'm never letting that go. Breeding with Bigfoot is just insane. I mean, what's next? Breeding with Grimace? Let's just be glad that some women can differentiate fiction from reality, while others, unfortunately, cannot. But let's just all agree that, yeah, it's pretty weird to be talking about this on social media.
Breeding with Bigfoot. Wait. I don't know. That shit caught me off guard. What should I even watch? I'll continue this video.
Two-man missions, yay! There's nothing that gets me more excited than a two-man mission. The idea of a two-man is more fun than the actual two-man itself. You feel me? But still, it's just, it gives you a rush, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be locked in the whole time, though. And more often than not, you know, somebody gonna have to take one for the team, you know, but that's okay, because that's all part of the game, you know, it's all a part of the experience. You win some, you lose some, but you live to fuck another day. I have a couple two-man stories that I'm gonna tell y'all, because, you know, like, why not? My first ever two-man, though, was the worst one. It was horrible. I had just got fired from my job one day, right? I made a video about that if you care. But I had just got fired from my job, so I'm already having a shitty day. My friend Dave hits me up. Yo, you want to go on a two-man? I'm finna pull up. We finna go on a two-man. He pulls up out of the blue. I didn't get to prepare nothing. I'm still in my work clothes. I just got fired from my job, and, you know, I need me a win. So fuck it. Let's do it. I didn't get no info on the girls that we was gonna be meeting. I ain't getting nothing. I'm going into this completely blind, which I think is the best way, but it didn't turn out good for me at this time. So we get there, we get to the restaurant, and I see the girls for the first time, and it's like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful and shit, but these girls, they were just not my type. Both of them not my type. The first one was at max a 6 out of 10, and that's being generous. And that one was for Dave. She was for Dave. The second one was like a 2 out of 10, I swear. Sometimes, you know, you be chopped, you know, and not everybody was blessed with good looks, and that's okay. But I already had a bad day, you feel me? Like, I at least want to see some fine shit. I already got fired, now I had to go on this two-man of despair. I'm already here, fuck it. I could be a good distraction. I know how to be a distraction. I'm not tripping on that. And I look like Dave and his girl already knew each other or acquainted and stuff like that, which is fine, I guess. What was not fine is this nigga got tunnel vision. And that's the #1 rule in a two-man. You're not supposed to get
don't ball hog, especially if your duo partner is in uncharted territory. You feel me? I'm in enemy territory with some chop shit. You feel? You gotta give me some help or something. I can only distract so much. I think me and my girl had non-verbally agreed that, you know, we weren't each other's types, and that's okay. That it was going decent until this nigga Dave, this nigga Dave said, yo bro, tell them how you got fired from your job today, Ty. What the fuck is you talking about? I deserve this shit. I just got fired today. I'm not trying to do this shit. I don't trip though. I don't tweak. I just ignore it. I ignore it. But this nigga Dave proceeds to tell these bitches. Let me calm down, bro. There's no reason to cuss and yell. One of the two will suffice. This nigga Dave proceeds to tell these bitches all about the whole story about me getting fired, and he's going into the detail too and shit. And I didn't have a car at this time, and he's telling these bitches that I don't have a car, and these girls, they just eating it up. They laughing and shit. Imagine getting laughed at by 2 out of 10 by some chop shit, bro. It took everything in me to not spaz, but I'm holding it together. I'm keeping it together. But that's not even the worst part. Worst part is, because this was so out of the blue, I didn't even get time. I'm still in my work clothes. I forgot my wallet at the crib. I didn't have my wallet on me, so I couldn't pay for food. And Dave knew this, and so the waitress comes around, and Dave just interrupts the waitress. Ty's gonna be having the kids meal, you know. He's gonna be having the kids meal. I swear to God, he's gonna be having the kids meal. Give him everything on the kids meal. He's saying this in front of the hoes, in front of the waitress, and he's loud as fuck. He's even louder than what I'm in right now. And this whole table, they laughing. I'm visualizing me, you know, doing some not so good things to these people. But, you know, yeah, that was my first 2-man ever, bro. What a horrible first time experience. Yo, for a 2-man, you gotta make sure that your bro is actually your bro. You gotta make sure that's your homie, because Dave was not my homie. I gotta give myself a little...
Real quick. A 1 hour and 22 rant about how girls are weird. That video could be longer, bro.
A little bit of grace, because I was young as hell, you know. I didn't even know I didn't even know niggas could even get like that. But yeah, you know, first 2-man ever. Luckily, the next one wasn't so bad, you know, for me at least. So my next 2-man, I went on this one with my dog Kelsey, and this was like multiple times. This wasn't just a one-time thing. We was dealing with these 2 girls that we worked with. First girl, she was for me, and she was my type. She was like a smooth 7.9 out of 10. Better than the last one. And she was nice, and she was chill. She didn't do too much. Just the perfect matchup for me. Now the girl that was with Kelsey, the girl was for, okay, she wasn't Kelsey type, and she was a little weird and creepy and touchy, and Kelsey didn't like her, you know what I'm saying? But you win some and you lose some, but you live. Kelsey is a team player, man. You don't mind being a distraction, you know, and that's good, bro. Appreciate that shit, Kelsey. Shout out my dog, Kelsey. Anytime we would visit these girls, you know, I would pull up in my car and Kelsey would pull up in his car, but we would all start up being in the same car. And then, you know, coach would call ISO play, bam, now the game on. I'm gonna keep saying Kelsey did not like this girl. She was not his type at all, but Kelsey's a team player. He did what was best for the team. I ain't gonna lie, like, had he not distracted creepy girl, I don't even think I would have been able to, you know what I'm saying? But he told me afterwards, bro, this nigga would tell me the things that this girl be trying to do, man. I don't know quite what happened in that car with just Kelsey and that girl, but I imagine that it went something like this.
I can violate every last one of your civil rights. Now drop them drawers. Denzel? Look, lady, I just want to die. Drop them drawers. Show me that ass!
Show that ass!
That is crazy, bro. I mean, I don't even know to this day. I don't even know what he went through, bro. But I'm assuming that it was very hard for him. My dog Kelsey suffered in silence night after night, sacrificing his minutes for the sake of the team. W bro. I once went on this 2-man that was completely unexpected, and it turned out to be the best one ever, for me at least. I'm in the city with the bros, and I'm looking around for my friend who wandered off. You know, it's my mission to find him, so I'm looking everywhere. I can't find him. It's getting late. I'm a little drunk. I'm walking around looking, and I see probably the finest girl ever, bro. No kidding. I was emotional walking. You know how find somebody gotta be for you to fully stop? You know, and when I see this girl easily like a 9.5, man, I absolutely had to talk to her in a real way. I absolutely had to. And she's feeling me. She's like, stop. Oh my goodness, Mr. Handsome. Now that I remember it, I don't think that girl ever even knew my real name. She just called me Mr. Handsome. But anyway, I was so locked in on, you know, I didn't even realize that she wasn't even alone. She had a duo. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Her friend was a torta. A torta. If you don't know what that is, look that up. I'm great at a lot of things, but I do not do well with double teams. Especially, and I'm keeping real, her friend had like serious jealous fridge protector vibes, you know? My shit was feeling me, but I'm about to be denied like LeBron. You feel me? Blocked by Jane. You feel me? That's what it's looking like. But all of a sudden, my missing friend, he just pops out of nowhere. And he immediately gets to work. He knew what he had to do. The precision, the timing, the focusness.
That's what I'm telling you
out of this world. I've never seen a better pick and roll player. This dude not only distracted the lineman, he not only distracted the friend, but he had her laughing too. Oh my God, what a fuck. Oh my God.
Nah, that nigga ain't took one for the team.
What you feeling like? Yeah,
he
that's
wanted
a
that
MVP performance, you know, and thanks to that I secured the, you know what I'm saying? You know, to succeed on a two-man mission, you just can't be a selfish player, and you gotta be aware and alert. You feel me? Be ready at all times to call that adjustment if need be. And don't try to be a superstar. You only make yourself look bad. It's not about you winning, it's about the team. The team. Don't be scared to take L's every now and then, because it happens. But you know, you gotta keep shooting. Wait your turn, you know, you'll have your moment. I think next I'll talk about the three-man mission. You know, three-man mission. Holy.
So I remember one time in school, I had this girlfriend named Maria. I don't even remember how we even got together, but I just saw her one day and I was like, you need to be with me. And that was it. She was my babe. Now I had this friend and his name was Simon, and he too also had a girlfriend. We were like this big old group, and it was nice. I loved it until one day Simon's girl done just out of the blue random broke up with him. So now the group was done. For like days, Simon would come to school depressed and sad, and like as his homies, me and Maria would comfort him. Now me being a child, I couldn't really handle all of this depression, so it wasn't very long till I just got back to do my own thing. But even with me gone for like weeks, Maria would still give Simon attention. Okay, I think he's good now. It was so obvious Simon was just using my sweet, sweet Maria's kindness. But Maria didn't see it. And I don't want to look like insecure, so
bitches see everything.
Whatever. Fast forward about a week, and it's my class scheduled computer lab time. This is my favorite class because my assignee was right next to Maria's. But guess who was on the other side? The whole class period, Simon and my Maria are just laughing, chatting it up, and playing games with each other. I don't really want to look insecure, so whatever. I'm playing Pop Tropico or something, but I hear Simon and Maria full on arguing. Like, I think Simon broke Maria's computer or something like that, but they're just getting louder and louder. I'm already mad at this girl because she done spent the entire computer lab time with this goof. But then, just at the peak, just at the climax of them yelling, I turn around, look up. Simon is full on kissing my Maria. Why? Why would he do that? She must be angry because I know I am. He lets go of her and I look at her face and it was red. Red. She's all like, why would you do that? But like in the calmest tone. Boy, that anger that I had quickly turned into tears. Not only did he kiss her, She liked it. I couldn't even stand to be in the same room as them. Forget all of that. Not being insecure crap. Bro, I was done. I got home that day. My mom asked me how was school. I didn't even answer. I just went to my room and I just cried, bro. That girl really had me in the shower, sitting down, facing the wall, bro. I was hurt. But it gets worse. The next day comes around. The word around town is Simon and Maria are now a thing. My Maria. I go up to Maria, like, please, baby, tell me it ain't so. Not a word. Later on in recess, I was approached by one of Maria's friends, and she's all like, yeah, Maria said she didn't want to be your girlfriend anymore. And to make it all worse, I saw that Maria and Simon was having like a fake wedding. My heart. I mean, whatever. I didn't need her anyway. Why? Because I'm a player. I didn't even want a fake wedding anyways. And Maria, if you're watching this, I just want to say one thing. Please take me back, Stick! Please! All I want is you, baby! Please, just take me back!
Damn.
I get off of work one night and it's super late, way past my bedtime. I'm walking back to my car and this car pulls up next to me and rolls down its windows.
Excuse me. You're really handsome. I was just wondering, do you have a girlfriend?
No.
That's great. Because I think I can make you really happy.
This old lady holds up her phone and when I get a good look at it, I see a video of her sucking somebody's. I call her old lady because she looked old enough to be my mom, but I'm standing there and she's swiping through her whole catalog of nasty videos. She's going on and on and on, and I don't want to be mean, but at the same time, this is disgusting.
Hold on a sec, let me park real fast.
I don't carry any spray or any mace on me because I never thought I would need it until today, but she parked her car right next to mine and on the driver's side. I get to my car and I just hear her going on and on and on about all the things she would do to me. Half of those things I can't even repeat on the internet, but I was curious about something, so I decided to ask. Excuse me, ma'am. I don't mean to cut you off, but do you have any idea how old I am? Well, I'm guessing older than 25, right? I'm 17. Yeah, she almost caught a case that day. She wasn't even a good-looking MILF. She was just, But that's the end of this short story. If you liked it, make sure to like it. If you're not subscribed, please do that. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
That's it?
I had to go to the doctor this one time because I was hooping with the gang one day and I fucked around and I broke my leg. Had my shin over here, my kneecap over there. It was bad, bro. Get to the doctor, but doc like, hey, I'm gonna need you to put on this apron. You know how doctors be with they freak ass. He was like, I'm gonna need you to get butt ass to put this apron on. And woo woo woo. I'm like, that's cool, whatever. I'm gonna need everybody to get the fuck out though. So everybody leave and I put on my little apron. I gotta get butt ass to put on this apron. Now I get this apron like halfway on. It's still in the process of being put on my body. Next thing I hear, give me a minute. And my doctor and my mom come in. Like, what? Yeah, just come in anytime you fucking want. right? No privacy here. Like, you knock on the door, and I say no, and you just come in anyway. Like, why bother knocking? If you just go, fuck it, and just open, swing the door open. It's just like something like this.
Hey, can I have some of your food?
No? Fuck out of here. I'm going to sleep in.
Give me that shit, bitch.
My mom's and my doctor, they come back in along with somebody else. And this somebody else was this lady was smiling. But I tell you.
Since when they make them like this? When they make it like this? I ain't know that's crazy. That's crazy.
I hope it's okay that I have my assistant Cheyenne here to help me with this checkup today. Don't eat trip, dog. Don't eat trip. You know what I'm saying? Like they always say that working area. So it's only right. I mean, it's a lot to handle. You know, a checkup. You know, with myself, you know, you need extra hands. Matter of fact, if you just want Cheyenne to handle the whole checkup, you can do that, doc. You can do. Just take a day off, right? Pay day leave. You know what I'm saying? Cheyenne is fully capable of handling herself. Isn't that right, Cheyenne? So
Yeah, that's right. She said that's right. Oh my God, girl, Cheyenne, you are so beautiful. How old are you? I'll be 22 next week. Cheyenne here is a student intern assistant here at this hospital. So yeah, that means they're gonna come pretty young. It's just right for me, Doc. I don't know about you, but I don't know about your old ass, but this is just right for me. As soon as I get out of here, I'm going back to school and I'm changing my major. What am I changing my major to? I don't know, but it's gonna be whatever that's gonna get me in this building with Miss Cheyenne. So we get our checkup started and they tell me to lean back, lay back so they can get like a good look at my leg. And of course, the one that's getting a good look at my leg is Cheyenne. You know what I'm saying? Now Miss Cheyenne put her little hands on me and her hands is mad cold. I'm very sensitive to cold. So I'm like, you know, I shit a little bit, but then she like,
make sure to stay still, honey. I know it's uncomfortable.
Don't you be telling me that. Don't you be? I'm not a blushing nigga by no means, but she said that. That nigga was blushing. But it was mad awkward after that. It was uncomfortable because, you know, I started to like it, and I can't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? I just can't be doing. I don't even know her. We moving too fast, sweetheart. We just moving too fast, and it's not you, it's me. You know, it's not you, it's me. I got things that I gotta do first that takes priority, and I just can't commit to whatever it is you trying to get me to commit to. I'm sorry. So my appointment ends, and I get the out of there. But my mama, you know, my mama like to chat. Oh my God, girl, that's so cool. You're so young to be doing nursing and all of that and assisting. That is so wonderful. And you're in school too, girl. My son's he's in school as well. Girl, yeah. You know, I think he has a little crush on you. Don't you tell him that. Don't you tell him.
Mom! Get your ass in this car!
So if you didn't know, I work, well, soon to be worked, at a job called Public Center.
Why the fuck all of his characters just some... This nigga is white now, bro. It's 1:52. I ain't really got nothing to scream about. And I wanted to go live to flex. I got the unit and shit. Good videos though. Good videos. I'm in the live, go.